Join Gator great Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions with some of the biggest names in sports. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning. It's a live edition of Matthews in the Morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida and right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Today's program, we'll have JC, we'll have Scott Carter. We'll kick off. It is game week. Don't forget, Comfort Temp Heating and Air is your #1 local HVAC company, offering $1,000 of new installation units and 10% off any additional services through August. Go check them out at comforttemp.com. All right, I'm getting ready for the Long Island Sharks. JC's on the Titan Tomorrow hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp.
I think this is the bigger thing for Florida fans is to see who's playing. This game is just a formality, but it's the first game, so it's always special.
It's sold out, JC.
It's sold out. First game, always sold out. Yeah, got to sell out your first game.
I guess before we talk about that, we got to give our credit to the Tour Championship champion.
Okay, you want to go golf? Yeah, well,
incredible.
Made some unreal putts. He's played so well in the last month. He deserved this because he's just put in the work. And I think you could see how many people were happy for him after he won. You had the entire damn near the British Ryder Cup team there waiting on him. You had Justin Rose, who beat him 2 weeks ago in a playoff, or however many weeks ago. And Tommy Fleetwood, the difference was he just didn't fold with his drives and his putts there down the stretch. And that 15th hole, that 212-yard par 3.
They can't play it.
It's so,
you know what?
It's so,
if I host a tour event, I am building some type of hole that gives those guys fits. That's the best hole. That is so much better than TPCs because they're not hitting wedges. They're actually having to hit 5 and 6 irons in there.
Yeah.
And they had no chance. I loved it.
Well, and it was good. It was fair, too, that behind the green, there was an area where the ball can collect for some of those iron shots that went past the green, or through the green, rather. And, he hit 6 iron the day before into the water. He hit 5 iron yesterday over the green. 6 iron was enough club, but he didn't want to be short. I love the way he played the last 4 holes. He kept the offense going, and he just played a very clean final round. And good for him. It's about time. This guy's had 30 top 5 finishes. Think about that just for about a minute and a half of your life. 30 top 5 finishes without a win until yesterday. And he got the biggest paycheck they do on this tour. So he's set now. He's set for the next, I don't know how many years. He's going to go to all the majors. He's going to be on the Ryder Cup team. And he's a really generally really good guy. You could see that by the way his stepson was emotionally attached there at the end on the 18th green. That's his stepson. Came out there and, he had that little yellow ribbon on his hat too, which was, I think, in honor of one of Scotty Scheffler's caddy's child or something.
I think it's Scheffler's caddy's nephew.
Okay, maybe
I could be wrong, but
it's nephew or child or whatever. But it just shows you his caring spirit, and it's hard not to root for him. Now, I am going to root against him in the Ryder Cup, of course. I want the Americans. But hey, man, he's a fine golfer. He's a great golfer. He's a great golfer, and he just doesn't have that win-loss thing. But he's got 8 now, I think, in his career. And this is his first one on the PGA Tour, and we were
that wraps up the golf season.
Yeah, it's thankfully, and now we get a month off before they play that Ryder Cup, which will be great because for us Gator fans, there will be no football games, so we can watch the Ryder Cup.
Matt says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law. Yes, QB, last night I pulled the trigger on 2 row 50 on the 50-yard line for the Texas game, $900 total. I think you got a pretty good deal.
You're
on the 50.
Well, I think, how those seats are at Florida Field. But yeah, listen, it's all about seeing a team that you haven't seen in your life and first time ever here. And I think first time ever Yeah, first time ever in Gainesville. So yeah.
Yep. Text on the Titan MR text line. Tommy in Savannah says, congratulations, Tommy. Fleetwood, very happy for him. Agree.
Yep.
Ryan on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. QB, in your playing days, did it take you a game or two to get ready or into the flow of the season, or did it not matter to you? Didn't matter. If you're practicing as much as they practice, they should be ready to roll, especially against this squad. I'm telling y'all have no idea how bad this team is coming in here.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
It's the worst team ever.
They had to fill that spot. It's going to be a scrimmage, basically, just to get ready for South Florida, LSU, and Miami.
So Josh from Wamama on the Titan MR text line says, QB, week 1 SEC trivia question. Here's the question, JC. He gave me the answer here, but I'm covering it up because I haven't looked at it. He says, before LSU had Mike the Tiger, they had a live animal mascot of a very different kind. What unusual creature did they parade around campus in the early 1900s? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Do you want me to look or do you want to guess?
How about they paraded around a
They could parade it around a live alligator.
An alligator. Okay.
I don't know. Down in the swamps of the bayous?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of them.
Nope, I was wrong. A live goat was LSU's first mascot decades before Mike the Tiger.
Yeah. Well, when some, you
learn on this program.
Yeah, I can't go the day without it. Let me just mention how bad Kansas State blew it the other day, just real quick, because Iowa State, I should have known better. I took Kansas State. They could have been up 21-7 very easily, but they can't make a 4th and 1, and they fumble punts. And I failed to realize how much better Rocco Becht was than Avery Johnson as a quarterback. And in fact, it got so bad for Kansas State and Avery Johnson's family that his dad and his brother got into a fight outside the stadium. So Avery Johnson's dad was beating up, or his brother was beating up on his dad. And it's just
they were fighting each other?
Yeah, they were fighting each other.
Oh.
And Kansas State and Iowa State, I'm sure they put away a lot of beer in that stadium. And listen, it was very well attended, QB. We made fun of how
No, look.
Very well attended.
Because somebody, speaking of that,
by both fan bases.
I'll have to find it another day.
Both fan bases.
Of course, it was well attended because they made a trip out of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's stupid for a rivalry game within the conference that's a couple hundred miles apart to take away from the revenue that those cities, those little towns make on game day. Makes no sense. Now, if Iowa State was going over there to play,
sure, they got paid.
Florida, okay. You know, I still don't understand the whole Dublin, Ireland thing. It should only be Notre Dame going over there.
Apparently, it's going to be a thing. It seems like anyway. But good on Kansas State or Iowa State. They own this team, and I should have known better. And listen, K-State had their chances, but 4th and 1 is just too hard to get. Iowa State was more physical. They're better. They've won 6 out of 7.
Who played better, Rocco Becht or?
Rocco played better. He made better passes.
Little player.
He made better passes. He was more efficient. Avery Johnson's a running guy. He likes to run, but when it came time to get 1 yard on 4th down in the 4th quarter, he couldn't do it, and they couldn't do it in the red zone a couple times. And Iowa State was just more physical, better team, and they are now 1-0 in the Big 12. That's going to be I'll tell you what, that conference. Watch the Big 12 this year. That conference is going to be.
I'm picking the Utah Utes to win it.
You like them? Well, there's a lot of good ones you could pick. I mean, what if Baylor romps Auburn? What if
that's one game, JC.
I know. I'm just saying there's a lot of very competitive teams in that league. I think that's going to be a league to pay attention to.
Chris from Mayak on the Titan MR text line says, tell JC if he didn't do so hot on his week 1 recommendations for college football. Mullen struggled, Kansas State lost, Hawaii covered, so he won that. Look, I am shocked.
I forgot about my
I am shocked about the running Rebels, how bad they were.
Defensively,
they probably should have lost the game.
Yeah, they weren't that good defensively. Kansas covered by 13. We had that, and that was not very difficult. And they had the new stadium. I mean, I'll take 2-2 on the opening weekend, week 0 or whatever it's called. I thought I had Kansas on this picks. I had K-State, UNLV, Kansas, and Hawaii. Hawaii gets away with a game-winning field goal by a Japanese kicker who learned how to speak English on YouTube. He learned how to speak English in a junior college, and he learned how to kick on YouTube. Isn't that cool? and he drills it. And Timmy Chang, listen, they were into it out there in Honolulu, man. That was great. Great win for them. Hawaii gets the win by 3. So they cover the 2.5. We'll have, of course, all the picks for this weekend and some of the special ones I like. The problem is a lot of times we're kind of constrained by time and space here. But live betting, I think, is very important if you watch these games and you have a chance to either double up or at least try to recoup what your initial lousy bet was, or you just move along. But live betting is a big thing too. I don't know. I just think that week 0 is kind of tough. I mean, these games are, they're tough.
Brandon has a question, Jason. I'll let you answer it on
Don't know.
Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law. Why did the SEC announce going to a 9-game schedule without getting something in return? It was basically Sankey's last bargaining chip to get more money from ESPN. We didn't need a 9th game to improve playoff considerations. By moving to a 9th game, there should have been a monetary benefit.
Oh, there's going to be, because they're going to get the revenue from one more game in the new TV deal soon, and that I think the number I heard was up to maybe $5 million per school that they will get with a 9th game. So that's false. They will get more money. The other thing is, I think it does improve the conference's resume potential for the playoffs. And the reason why I say that is because of strength of schedule, where I think a 9-3 team will get a heavy consideration over even a 10-2 or 11-1 team in a lesser league. Only because we all know what the meat grinder is down here. And listen, it will allow for a 16-team playoff. That is happening. And it's better for the league to play each other. You will play every team within 2 years. You will play every team home and home within 4 years. You will play teams that you haven't played. When was the last time Georgia played at Texas A&M, QB? Go ahead and tell me.
Georgia at A&M, never.
And how many times has Florida played at Texas A&M?
We got to go there again this year.
I mean, come on. This is not balanced.
Right down the street from campus was the best piece of meat I've ever eaten at the steakhouse.
It's great. But the question now remains, who are going to be the 3 permanent opponents? And it's based on geography, traditional rivalry, and some other factors.
Well, I saw some dude, I don't know if it's a publication
I
or
saw
a guy talking about his 3 permanent. It was Florida. No, Florida's 3 permanent were OU,
Georgia,
South Carolina,
Georgia,
and Auburn, I think.
No, Georgia.
Was it Georgia?
Georgia.
Oh, it was Georgia, South Carolina, and Oklahoma.
Yes.
Makes no sense.
Well, I thought it would be Tennessee. I thought you'd throw Tennessee in there. I thought maybe Auburn had a great chance based on geography, right? This is the closest school to Gainesville in the SEC. But listen, I that's not official. Nothing's official. But I think this is definitely better. Anybody who's been watching this league for as long as we have knows that the more games you play, the better the league becomes, and the more familiar it becomes with each other. This is 16-team leagues, a lot of teams.
Electronics World integration and design specialist for smart home automation and entertainment. It's that time, folks. Let Electronics World bring the Florida Gators, college football, and the NFL to your living room. Go check them out. electronicsworld.net. We got JC right now. We'll have Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com.
Scott
JC,
Carter.
we have a text here for you on the Titan MR text
Scott
line.
Carter.
Says, when is JC going to the U.S. Open?
That will be tomorrow on United Airlines out of Jacksonville at 10:30 and 10:15 in the morning. I've got round 2 all teed up for Wednesday and Thursday morning or afternoon and evening sessions. I'll spend the whole damn day at the United States Tennis Center. I don't think
I think you should be a live correspondent outside the arena.
You'll hear about it from the Iroquois Hotel on 44th Street in the morning on PodUp with Matthews Wednesday and Friday. And I booked my flight up on Friday from 7 o'clock at night to 3:30. I can get home earlier and get ready for football Saturday. But I'm looking forward to this tennis. I watched a lot of tennis. I watched it last night. I watched Medvedev. Boy, I know we don't talk a lot of tennis on here, but my goodness, some of the these fans up there in New York, they love their tennis. And it's not cheap. My God, I looked at some of the ticket prices for Arthur Ashe Stadium for these early round matches and just get the privilege of seeing Arina Sabalenka or Novak Djokovic. You're paying like high hundreds of dollars to sit low in Arthur Ashe.
Do you think Rory had to pay for his ticket?
No, him and Novak did not. He did not. He was down there playing, talking to Novak. Rory's game after the Masters simply
he didn't give a damn.
He didn't care. Yeah, exactly. And I think they did something with his driver where they took it away, and he just didn't seem to have the same tee shot execution. So I think the U.S. Open is great. Look, in New York, it's big, and I wanted to see it. I've always said I want to go there one time. I want to see these play. The way they hit the ball is just spectacular, and they give you these grounds passes so you can walk from court to court to court, and it's all general admission. You walk in, you walk out, you're drinking like hell. It's just wonderful. And the weather, high 70s, low and mid to low 60s at night in New York City. It's all going to be beautiful. Hopefully I'll make it on the train and not get mugged. But
This day of sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life. At Campus USA Credit Union, we're proud members Stephen or Spurrier Banks.
Yes.
Speaking of tennis, 1968. Who was the first African-American tennis player to win the U.S. Open, JC, in men's singles?
Well, I would say Arthur Ashe, but
that is correct.
Oh, it is correct. Okay. Yeah, Arthur Ashe. And listen, that stadium they play in, it's like Rupp Arena, dude. No, it's bigger than that. It's even bigger than that. And then they've got Louis Armstrong next to it. They've got 17 courts, a big circular grandstand. Ben Shelton, I'll watch him on Wednesday. He's playing on Wednesday, so I'm going to make sure I see some of his match. But the great thing is you don't have to sit there for the whole match. You can get up and leave and get up and go to you can go watch the practice sessions. These people are really special people, the way they hit a tennis ball. And that's why they make so much money, QB. I can't believe how hard they hit the tennis ball. And Ben Shelton is one of the most – he's one of the biggest names right now. He's fifth in the world or sixth in the world. He's seated fifth in the U.S. Open men's division, who they say is between three guys, Sinner, Alcaraz, and maybe Djokovic, maybe. But Shelton's going to be there. It's a hard court, fast surface. You can expect him to be a factor, as would
Tony wants to know on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, does JC wear a headband when he attends tennis matches?
Why
Are you going to wear your Stan Smith Adidas shoes, JC?
Oh man, I am going to buy.
I had a pair of Stan Smiths back in the day.
Well, I pack light on trips like this. I'm going to buy a hat, and I'm going to buy a shirt. Yeah.
Are you going to buy like a T-shirt?
Yeah, man. You're walking around.
You're going to wear like a collared tennis shirt that you can play in.
Yeah, well, I may buy a nice tennis collar shirt too. I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff, QB.
I meant to bring this up the other day, and Andy brought it up here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. Did you hear the Sooners are providing fans an opportunity to attend the post-game media session? They're charging about $300 a person.
Whatever they can do to monetize.
Idiots are going to be in there.
Man, these schools are just dying for money. They want money, and that's another factor for the 9 games, dude. With the way college sports, I was looking at the payroll of what each position player gets in the hundreds of thousands of dollars for college football. It seems like this is pro football, and these schools have to find money. They have to find money, and I hear you. Oh, you $300 to watch the post. We used to watch a show on TV with the coach the day after, and it was sponsored by Golden Flake.
I don't even think they do those anymore.
Florida Dairy Farmers. Florida Dairy Farmers was a big one. Golden Flake. Yeah, those were great shows, and now you got to pay to watch the coach speak. I mean, what in the hell? But it's popular, and they know it, and people will watch this stuff regardless of what these kids are earning. So let it go. Just let it go. Watch it. I went to a UB40 concert at the amphitheater, and it was so damn good. It was so damn good. And these guys were in such sync. There were 10 dudes on that stage singing. And then, if you like reggae.
Let me ask you a quick. Where are you going to wear that T-shirt again? Are you ever going to wear it again?
I wear it at the beach. And, that St. Augustine Amphitheater is a big venue in that area for concerts. And I'm not a concert guy, but now I've become a concert person. I've been to 2 of them in the last 3 months. It's crazy. What is happening? This is a summer of concerts for me. But I like these 80s musicians and these songs. And, The Fix was there. That's a British band. Kind of got into that a little bit. Yeah. And then UB40 was just tremendous. God, the rhythm, the way they just do it, it was great. You forget about the world for 2 hours. That's what happens. And it's really cool. I know you love concerts, but you only go to one concert. You go to a country concert.
I go to country concerts.
That's right. And that's fine. That's all good. People love it.
JC, I don't think you've ever been to a country concert.
Well, they had Brad Paisley at the amphitheater not long ago. Brad Paisley's a superstar, right, QB? Isn't he a big one? So
Well,
I mean,
he
he's sitting
was.
there with
He had his moments.
he's sitting there
He's
with
still
Peyton
very
Manning
good.
on TV, QB. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't get bigger than that. You don't.
All
So
right, text from Jimmy from Newberry on the Titan Mar text line. Give me y'all's thoughts on Shiloh Sanders getting waived by the Bucks.
well, it doesn't surprise me, but Todd Bowles does not put up with what he did. And what he did was,
Well,
I think he slugged somebody.
he did, but
But come
again,
on, that's emotional game out
Pro
there.
Football Focus put out his grades, and his grades
So it
were
wasn't that good.
terrible.
Okay.
Not that it, I mean, I don't.
Well, listen, he'll get picked up by somebody who needs
I
some
doubt it.
play. Well, everybody can use practice team players and things like this.
Yeah, but you usually put when you just don't have somebody. I mean, I don't know how good he is. I didn't watch him in college, but you're not going to waste a practice squad spot just to put a guy on there.
Well, I don't know. I just believe in some places can be right fits for team. I mean, look at Cormani McClain here at Florida, right? He became a good fit at Florida. He was a bad fit at Colorado.
He was very high. He was highly acclaimed coming out of high school.
And it was
Shiloh Sanders was.
Well, he was fourth on the depth chart in Colorado. Or he got hurt or something. I don't know what happened to him. Listen, I'm glad he's had another shot though at life here at Florida. He's going to play at Florida, and that's good. I think Florida's defensive backfield. You can ask Scott Carter, but JC thinks Florida's defensive backfield is going to be one of the best in the league.
Well, Jimmy wants to know on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, did JC do a gummy or did he vape the UB40
No,
concert?
I'm not. That is one thing you won't find me doing. I don't smoke ever. I don't do marijuana. I hate marijuana. I hate the smell of it. The whole aspect of it doesn't work. But I'm not afraid to drink an IPA or a lager. But they have that at the concert too, at the amphitheater. It's just all there for you, man. And the kids love it in the pit. They're bouncing around, and we sat down there on row to it, and we're standing on our chairs doing all this crazy. It was good. It was really good. They had an encore. They played 3 songs during the encore, QB. You know what that is, an encore? That's when they come out when they raise hell, the fans raise hell, they come back out.
Yeah, I mean, it happens everywhere.
Okay.
Next on the Titan Mar text line, Daryl says, "Good morning, guys. JC, I sold my Florida LSU tickets and made good money. Not surprised.
Good job."
Here's a text from Billy. He wants to know, JC, will you be in Tallahassee?
I was going to be, but the traveling from New York was just too much.
You're not a fan, JC.
I'm not a fan. I was going to be, but
fan.
you know, the people I have in Tallahassee that were going to take care of me there decided to go to Italy. I said, "Who the hell goes to Italy on the first week of the football season? That's like getting married in October. You don't
Wait a
do
second.
that."
Wait a second. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he is not going to be able to watch the Buckeyes and the Longhorns.
I couldn't believe. I thought he was actually lying to me, but he doesn't. He wouldn't do that. His daughter and his daughter's boyfriend or husband or whoever, they're going to Europe, and they asked him to go, and he said, "Okay." I just couldn't believe it. He's going to miss that. He's going to miss the Texas. Well, he'll watch it over there at 4:00. Well, no, it'll only be 8:00 at night over there. So he'll watch it. He'll watch it in Italy. But it's crazy that I'm not going to be there 2.5 hours away. But I am going to the Alabama-South Carolina game. I'm going to go to the Alabama SEC championship, and I'm going to go to the Alabama playoff games. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. Schedule your free consultation.
Alabama, Florida in the
Kinetics.
SEC championship game. Have we ever seen that before? Alabama play Florida in the SEC championship game?
Yeah, more times than any other ball clubs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Text here on the Titan MR text line from
Go ahead.
William. William wants to know. I don't know where William lives, but William wants to know: do y'all think Kyle Trask makes the Bucks, and do you think they're going to cut Desmond Watson?
I'll say yes to both.
Yeah, I don't think Desmond will be around.
Practice squad, maybe practice squad.
I don't know because he can't practice.
Well, then he's useless.
Trask should make the team, but I don't know what they're doing with Teddy Bridgewater, but Trask will get picked up by somebody else. We had another text here on the Titan MR text line from Mary. Mary says, it was great to see Graham Mertz play really well in the last preseason game. Yeah, he tore it up apparently.
He'll make the team.
I think he'll be their third guy or he'll be a practice squad guy there.
Yeah, and that's a job, man. So
yes, it is. The practice squad is a lot different than when I played.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they're valued now.
They probably get 10 times
a lot of reps
what they used to get.
Do you believe Kirk Cousins is going to be a backup this year? So we'll see how Penix does, but Man, it's so great that we're finally in the week of the game, finally here. It looks like the weather's going to be really nice.
I think it's going to rain, JC.
Oh, really? Really?
I saw the news this morning. The local guy said the swamp could be the swamp on Saturday
Okay.
night.
Well, yeah. Well, that's okay. Florida can handle it. But well, damn, really? That's too bad. Well, it's going to be a hell of a day. If you don't go to the Florida game, you want to listen to Shane on the radio. That's always permissible. And then you will have 3 football games on from 12:30 until basically midnight that you will love watching if you just love college football. And you can listen to Shane tell you, what the Gators are doing. But I know everybody wants to see how Lagway performs. I think that's the biggest, most anticipated part of it. But I don't think he's going to play more than maybe 2 quarters, if that. I think we're going to see a lot of players play in this game, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I certainly think that Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, FSU, and LSU and Clemson are going to be games you want to record if you don't see them on TV.
Yeah, I think DJ needs to play a lot, personally.
You think he'll play a lot?
I think I said I think he needs to.
But do you think he will?
I don't know. So here's what,
If it's 35-6, and you really think he's going to be out
if
there?
they score, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Okay, 35.
No, what I'm saying is I think he needs reps, JC. He needs a lot of reps. But here's the thing. People are like, well, you can't get, well, we got to remember, DJ's never been hurt due to a collision in football. Shoulder is the shoulder issue. The hamstring, nobody was nearing. The calf, nobody. I mean, it's not like he's taking like concussions and, broken collarbones and things like that. So I just think he needs reps.
You think he's brittle, QB? Are you worried of his brittle?
I wouldn't call him brittle. I just think I say this all the time, and I told my buddies on the damn golf course all weekend. It's just like everybody is blessed with some type of talent, right?
Yeah.
You may be extremely smart. You may be a great mechanic. You throw a football, baseball, whatever it is. You can lift 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, in my opinion, you're just injury prone or you're not.
I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
And you can see these, and a lot of these quarterbacks get the most attention on injury proneness because that's the biggest position on the field that gets the ball every play. So I think you're right about that. I do. I believe that with Tua. I believe that with a lot of former players that played, and certainly a lot of ones that are
right. People say, well, he needs to put, like, I was fortunate. I took a beating in college at 175 pounds, never missed a game.
Yeah.
247-pound guys are getting hurt. So I think it's the luck of the draw. I really believe that.
You think it's because they're bigger, stronger, faster that sometimes these joints can't handle it?
No, because they're big guys that they're small guys that get hurt too.
Yeah.
But it's just, I do think they do too much crazy stuff in today's world and don't play multiple sports.
That I agree. That's 100% right. I know he does need to have reps, but the thing is, he has to be durable and he has to be around. And
right, but what I'm saying is, if he goes in there and the left tackle whiffs and he gets clobbered and he gets a concussion or something, getting driven in the ground, you can say, well, he shouldn't have played. But I don't see that happening. Him dropping back and throwing and stuff, it's a calf issue. Are they concerned if he breaks outside the pocket? Does he pull it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
He's got to be able to play. Here's the thing. Not worry about
football. Everybody in America has people hurt on their team right now.
Okay, but their quarterbacks are the most valued players. And those two that started Saturday in Ireland were not hurt. And they were ready to go.
We don't know that.
Well, come on. They played both. They look fine. They weren't hurt. They were fine.
What I'm saying is nobody will run out of the tunnel for any team in America on Saturday or Thursday night or Friday night that's 100%. There ain't one player. They've been through 4 weeks of training camp. It is not possible.
But the quarterbacks don't get hit in practice, QB.
Oh, exactly. Okay, so that's true. But DJ has injuries and has not been hit. That you just made my point.
Okay. Well,
and again, the receivers. This isn't just at Florida. There's multiple receivers around the country that are in boots or have wraps around their hamstrings, and they haven't been touched. There's other ways to get hurt other than collisions.
Yeah, well, you gotta have good
JC. Have fun at the
I'll be in New
Give us a
York
great report from the
on Wednesday.
subway.
On Wednesday, I'll let you know how the 4 line is in the 7. Okay, well, be careful, everybody, and it's game week. Congrats, we made it.
Let's JC join us on the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. We'll take a quick timeout. I'm with Tony. Tony says he wishes the LIU game was at 9. I would say let's start it at 8 a.m., Tony. We'll be right back with Scott Carter from Florida Gators.
Yeah, it's more than.
Our premium sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union,
International Diamond Center,
Meldon Law, QC Kinetics, Dave & Buster's, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute, JF Hayden Craft Liqueurs, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Los Linderos Tequila. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sporting Goods, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteak, Celebrate Primary Care, Dowling Signs, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, Okido America, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Nest and Wow, MG&A Wealth Management. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. To become a sponsor, call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
Naysayers, setbacks, injuries. Life throws a lot of hurdles your way. The key is just keep jumping them.
I'm tired of you living in pain, and I want you to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees, back, shoulders, and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Stop putting it off. Call now and schedule your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now in Gainesville, Ocala, and the Villages. 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Injuries occur whenever and however, and it's never convenient. For sprains, strains, and minor fractures, UF Health Orthocare makes it convenient for you 7 days a week, including evenings. Walk-ins are welcome. Go check them out. UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Back to the Titan More Hotline. We're joined by senior writer for FloridaGators.com, Scott Carter. Good morning, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
Shane, good morning, man. Glad that we are finally here because I'm out of anything else to say about preseason, man. I mean,
No doubt.
everything has been hashed and rehashed, and we are here, what, 6 days away?
Before we jump into football, obviously, we got to give a shout out to volleyball. Big win over third-ranked Pitt last night or yesterday.
Yeah. And I thought that was a good opening weekend for the Gators under Ryan Tice. I mean, they had the opener against Stanford. They came out hot. Then Stanford, really good team, a tough program. But you beat number 3 in the country in your second game. You got to believe that Ryan Tice really liked the response there. And I saw enough on TV just watching a couple of the sets that they've got some young players that I think are going to contribute in year one. So I think fans have something worthy of checking out there.
All right, Gators finally game week. Billy will speak to the media boys, I guess, around 11 or 12 today. Right now, what do you know, Scott, or what can you tell us? Is there anybody already ruled out for this game?
Ruled out. I don't think anybody's ruled out because the injury report, obviously, they don't have to give one since this is a non-SEC game. And Billy even has stated that he's going to hold injuries closer to the vest, who's going to be in or out. I can't tell you for sure. I mean, obviously the ones that are most wondered about, Dallas Wilson, because of his injury, missing a lot of camp. DJ Lagway, what's his status? That's the one everybody's going to want to talk about. Billy will, I'm sure, address his status later this morning when he does his Monday press conference. Who else? Eugene Wilson. I would expect Eugene to be back out there. I know Pup Howard missed some time, but the one that I would say I was curious about is Dallas Wilson, just because he did miss a chunk of camp.
Yeah, he did. What's your gut feeling on DJ? I just told JC, I think he needs to play at least a full half. I just don't think he's played enough football. I don't feel like they're going to be able to pressure us, so I'm not worried about any hits on him.
Yeah.
I think what they're worried about, and like I said, I have no knowledge of this, but because of the hamstring, I think the hamstring's healed, but the calf, somebody whiffs in the middle and he has to burst real quick to the outside scrambling. Could that cause more harm to the calf? But I just think he needs reps, and I think he needs to play a full half personally.
Well, there's no doubt that at this stage of his career, he needs more reps. So I'm with you there 100%. I would have liked to seen him get more reps in camp, and certainly since last season, I don't think he's had nearly as many as I'm sure Billy Napier would like. These injuries are so tenuous. I mean, we've seen him struggle with one thing leads to the next, and the next leads to another thing. So I just don't know enough where they are in that process. I mean, they were obviously concerned with that calf enough to really shut him down a lot during camp, not scrimmaging. Has he made enough progress in the last 10 days for them to feel comfortable that he'll be able to do what you're saying in this opener? I don't know. I think Billy will talk about that today. I just know that you don't need him against Long Island. I get that part of it. The Gators should be fine with, Aiden Warner, Harrison Bailey, Tramel Jones, whoever they play. So I don't think that's going to make a difference. But yeah, it'd be great to see him go out there and get a couple of drives, maybe get him a quick, easy lead, and then let him go sip some Gatorade on the sideline. But we shall see. I think that's what everybody's going to be curious about. This when Billy does have his conference later today, and certainly you'd like to just see him get out there, because the next opponent, USF, while Gators will be favored, I think USF is, it's a huge upgrade from Long Island.
Yeah, we'll get to see USF. They host Boise Thursday night on TV. Don't sleep on the Bulls. I just their style of play causes problems.
Yeah.
So Andy's question on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law: will they risk anyone versus Long Island who is not 100%?
I wouldn't expect so. I mean, no need to. If you do have some doubts there that this guy's 85, 90%, I don't think you need to use him against Long Island. That's how much of a talent disparity there is between Florida and the Sharks. But again, we can look at this in all kinds of ways. You'd like to see DJ Lagway get some reps, but if he goes out there and re-injured his calf, then Napier would be thrown under the bus. It's just the way the coach is. I mean, so if I'm the coach, it's one that I'm looking at both sides and see where I stand come Thursday night and go from there.
Yeah, I think I got my coaching hat on, and a lot of coaches I've been around. You can't play a guy and worry that he might get hurt.
No.
You just can't. I mean, you can get hurt pushing the cart at Publix, right? I mean,
he got hurt during a preseason run after the SEC Media Day. So that's where this came from. So, I mean, DJ Lagway, just like you and I, we could fall off the sidewalk this afternoon and break your arm. It's just part of living, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to play him. If he's been practicing 11 on 11, he's got to go play. I don't care. Like I said, play a quarter. I'd play him a full half personally, and go from there. Toby wants to know on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel, who do you think will be the starting 3 wide receivers on Saturday?
Starting 3 wide receivers. Well, like obviously J. Michael Sturdivant.
Yep.
I think if he's healthy, I mean Eugene Wilson, and I know I'm listing somebody here. I mean Vernell Brown, I think has done enough to.
Aiden Mizell.
Aiden Mizell's in the conversation. If I had to go without, I'm just going to say Dallas Wilson isn't playing. That's just me saying that. If he's not playing, I'm probably going with Eugene and Sturdivant and Vernell. But I'm missing somebody. You got Montgomery. You got Dallas, you got Mizell. So yeah, but the three I just mentioned, probably the three I'd be going with.
Yeah, and it just depends because we don't really know what positions each guy plays, right? Um, I'm a big believer of moving guys around. They don't do that quite as much, but they're gonna play a lot of guys. So I'm with you. I don't think Dallas Wilson plays in this game.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, as I like to say, reading the tea leaves, it doesn't seem like he will, but we'll see if that changes today. I mean, Billy will be asked about all these guys, so we'll see where they say. He may not answer. He he's he necessarily hasn't been very forthcoming on injuries this spring, or this camp. So we'll see.
Text on the Titan Our text line from Joe in Hawthorne. Joe in Hawthorne wants to know, is Long Island University in the Hamptons?
No, not in the Hamptons, but it's actually seems like when I looked it up, it was more toward Brooklyn but Long Island's a huge stretch of land up there. But the Sharks, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know they had a football team until recently when they were on the schedule. And the only thing I know about them at this point is their nickname. I know Todd Bowles' son plays for him. The Bucks coach, his son's a defensive back for him. And I looked him up the other day. He was named to the Northeast Conference All Preseason team. So, well, he must have had a really good season last year. He only played a couple of games. So their preseason projections up there seem like they're just throwing some darts. So we'll see. He may be a very good player. He played at Tampa Jesuits, so he's a Florida guy.
Braun 71 says, QB, do you think, this is on YouTube brought to you by Quality Plum, do you think 1.5 would be the line for how many times Florida punts versus LIU? I'm going to go under. I've said it multiple times on this show. This is the biggest mismatch I think Florida's ever had in a football game.
This is one of those games where, if it would finish 90-7, it wouldn't surprise me. That's of course, Billy's not going to probably run it up on 90.
No.
You let the guys go out there. If they're scored every other play and it's still the first half and they're winning 60-3, I mean, you might have a chance to score 90 unless you start taking a knee on third down.
I think it's hard to score that many points in today's world because of the way the clock runs. It
Yeah.
doesn't stop after when you go out of bounds and things of that nature, like back in the day. But I'm with you. Once it gets to like 50, Billy will call the dogs off. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are they getting paid? Do we have any idea how much the Sharks are getting for this game?
I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't seen that reported. Whatever it is, it's not going to be enough to take their beating.
But it's going to go a long ways for their program.
It will help them in a lot of ways for sure.
Let's see here. I just had one on Facebook. Oh, Lee on YouTube brought to you by Quality Pump says, are they ever going to sell pieces of the Final Four floor like they did in 2007? Do you know anything about that?
I have not heard that. I mean, it may be something that's in the works. I have not heard that, but obviously, if they have it to sell, I'm sure they will. I mean, you've seen the world of college athletics now. Everybody's looking to create different revenue streams, so that seems like an easy one to do, especially if they've already done it almost 20 years ago. So, but I don't know of any plans, but there very well could be. So.
Gallo Car Wash is locally owned by UF alum and the only car wash that provides NIL opportunities to Gator athletes. Locations on Northwest 13th Street, Wilson Road, and coming soon to Jonesville. Scott Gator Art says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, haven't heard anyone talk about Florida's tight ends. Can you inform Mr. Carter? Maybe they want you to do a story on the tight ends, I guess.
Tight ends, yeah. Well, I mean, you got Tony Livingston, who has been well there. I mean, Hayden Hansen to me is a future NFL player. He's their top guy. You got Amir Jackson. I watched him make a really nice catch in the last scrimmage for a touchdown. So there's talent there, and the fact that they're not getting talked about is probably a good thing because that means they're healthy, which to my knowledge they still are. And you watch them in camp. They're an athletic group, and Billy Napier likes to use the tight ends. It's a mixture. Some in the passing, also blockers. I think you'll see some double tight end action this year, as we've seen with those backs they have. But Yeah, I mean it's a good group. I think they're very set there in tight end. I think it's one of the strengths of the roster.
Yeah, I think offensively, I mean, the more I look at us, I think our depth is great at every position. So, as I said,
Best offensive. Yeah, you're right. Best offensive team probably since late Mullen era.
speaking of Mullen, were you surprised at the UNLV game?
Yeah, when I saw the 38-31, I was a little surprised it was that close. I mean, Idaho State, I don't know a lot about Idaho State, but I'm guessing they're not Notre Dame or Michigan. But they kept it close. They pulled it out there at the end. Dejon Reynolds, a former Gator wide receiver, had the game tied touchdown, and then the former Michigan quarterback Alex Sorgi ran it in for the score. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like out there for Dan Mullen because you obviously have to kind of win there and win big for a coach of his stature to come out of that in a good position in his career. If you go 6-6 out there and it doesn't work out for you, that doesn't help your career long term.
Yeah, I was always a Dejon Reynolds fan. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Text on the Titan Mark text line from Joe. Joe wants to know, who do you think will be the next quarterback after DJ Saturday night, Scott?
If I had to bet right now, I'd go with Aiden Warner, just from what I've seen in camp. He's made a lot of improvement. He's taken a lot more reps than I saw Harrison Bailey take. But that's just my thoughts on what I've seen. I think we'll see all the quarterbacks Saturday. Personally, I wouldn't put too much stock in maybe the order they come out after DJ if DJ does play. I just think it's that kind of game where you get all guys some reps, get some game experience under them. But I've seen enough of Aiden Warner that, last year he took one for the team and it looked like it, but I do think I saw a lot of improvement there. I think he knows the offense and he's the younger player. I mean, Harrison Bailey obviously was brought in as a security blanket, and it may very well be him on Saturday, but this is just from what I saw.
Text on the Titan Mark text line says DJ won every game started and finished last year, is basically a statue in the pocket because of the hamstring. You really think he needs reps that badly this game? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think he needs a lot of reps.
Yeah, I mean, Billy has said, this is not ideal for DJ. It's not ideal for the Gators, and it's not ideal for any young quarterback's development. DJ is supremely talented. I think we all can see that. But again, he's still a young player with what, 6-7 career starts or whatever, and he's 6-0. And of course, they lost the game where he left against Georgia. That's impressive, but you look at his stats, they're not like 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's got a lot of work to do. I think his completion percentage, I don't have it in front of me, but it's not the top echelon. So just a great building block to have, one that you want to have out there as much as you can against opponents like this, so he's ready for the Miamis, the LSUs, the Georgias.
Yep. He just needs to have people rushing him, having vision issues, people in the passing lanes, finding passing lanes, zone coverage. I mean, if I'm Long Island, I'm lining up in too high, and I'm just going to do that the whole game.
Yeah, I mean,
Too high safety, see if they'll just throw it underneath us. Don't let them run by us. We'll probably run by them though, and make them run the football, and that's what we do well. But that will give them a chance, and it will shorten the game, so to speak, not making you drive the length of the field. Rob says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Before we get out of here, I'm with Shane for some reason. I'm just not sold on the front seven. Look, I think we got some good players up there, but to have the year you want to have, like I've said, I say it every time on this show, Scott, every day. I need to find out if we have that dude, or dudes, that the opposing offensive coordinator, when they're preparing for the Gators, like that guy cannot win the game.
Yeah.
We have to make sure he does not disrupt us. I'm not sure we have that guy.
Yeah. I'm there with you. I've said it, I think, on your show. I think if I were to say, okay, what are a couple players who really need to elevate their game to that next level for the Florida Gators to be a championship contender? and I'm going with those edges and sap and gums. I think those guys can make just such a huge difference if they become those disruptors that we've seen at Florida over the years. Those Alex Browns or Javon Curses or Spikes, those guys who every time the other team takes a snap, they have to be a cannibal. So yeah, I'm there with you on you've got to have those huge difference makers. The front seven, I'm okay with what they have there. I think overall the talent's pretty solid there, but are they going to be just an average bunch or are they going to be a great bunch? And that's what I think we're waiting to see.
Yeah, and people are going to be excited after Saturday night because they're not going to be able to block us.
Yeah, I mean those guys should dominate. They'll have great stats on Saturday, and it'll look nice on the stat sheet, and you'll have a lot of notes like his 14 sacks are a school record, but you have to look past that and go on. But that would be a great opening if that happened.
Yeah, this is going to be the game that Sean Kelly, our spotter, is going to be very busy because there's going to be a lot of people playing,
Yeah.
and they'll dress everybody Saturday night. It'll be a good one. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Scott, any good stuff you're writing on leading up to the Long Island game that people can read?
Yeah, getting locked in on the advance of the game. I think most people are going to want to know what Billy has to say today. So I'll be writing that and see about DJ and then I got a Jacoby Jackson story later in the week, just an in-depth read on him, a little different kind of story. So yeah, just getting ready for the Sharks, man. Seeing if I was watching Shark Week yesterday. I don't know why, just to get ready for the game, man.
Yep, the Sharks are rolling into town. Should be a good one. Scott, appreciate your time as always, and see you Saturday night in the press box.
All right, Shane, look forward to it, buddy.
That's Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. Hope everybody enjoyed today's program. Tomorrow, we'll have Buddy Martin and we'll have former Gator wide receiver Riedel Anthony on the program. Riedel lives in the Tampa area, trains a lot of NFL athletes and some college athletes, but we'll get Riedel's thoughts leading up to the 2025 season for the Mighty Gators. So have a great day out there. See you tomorrow, folks. Take care.